Morning. All right, Story Trading VIPs. We got a busy schedule today, a lot going on. All right, first, just a little bit of the schedule. We got Powell speaking at 10:05. I believe it's 10:05 a.m., just 35 minutes into the open. Okay, we're going to go over in just a bit SPY, QQQ, RK, NVIDIA, as I think all of those will have direct reactions to what happens at 10:05 a.m. Okay, aside from that, we got Rex at 12 p.m. Rockspear Trading. We'll do technical analysis on some of the story trading stocks we're following. And then we'll do our 1 p.m. show to the world. Let everyone know, storytrading.com/YouTube. Now, before I'm going to do the technical stuff on the indices last, because I want to talk about some special situation things in pre-market that may be opportunities. We're shorting DWAC here. Okay, we shorted at 1350. What the thesis is here, Donald Trump came back to Twitter last night. He posted on Twitter. It was his first tweet since he was president. Remember, he was banned, and then Elon Musk let him back on after he bought Twitter, but Trump didn't come on because he has this deal with DWAC for Truth Social. So this is the first time. And I don't know about you guys, but the way I interpret this, not only is it bad for Truth Social, but I mean, is DWAC crazy to do this deal now? Like, why wouldn't they just back out of the deal and send this thing to $10? So that's my thinking on DWAC. Now, there could be volatility. There could be spikes. Later in the evening, Trump went to Truth Social and said something like, Truth Social is my home. I love it here, something like that. And that gave some of the bulls some hope that the stock won't crash. But I really think, why would DWAC do this deal? First of all, there's also possibly legal implications. I read the contract when they initially did the merger, the initial deal, and I forgot the exact language of the contract, but there's very specific language in there about exclusivity and non-compete. And he does have the right to post on other social media platforms, but it's very highly regulated, like how long he has to wait. There's a specific time period. And I don't know if he abided by that or not, but even if he did, right? If you go look at the metrics on Twitter versus Truth Social, I mean, the amount of views and likes and retweets were like 20, 30, 40 times larger than Truth Social, like something like insane numbers. So at this point, I think, he may even be doing something directly against the contract because he has to now make that decision of, okay, am I going to be sued for a couple $100 million or am I going to go to jail? So if he thinks that, having the reach of Twitter is more important to him, then, makes sense, right? So I think this puts this deal very much in question, and we can move towards $10. If we do get like pops on this stock, I think I'm going to be shorting pops today. All right. So that's DWAC. And then we're also shorting not in big size. I should have done larger size, huh? Small size, 988 was our entry this morning. Got in on that pop. So what's going on with There's Hawaiian Electric. They've been going down because of the Hawaii fires. And what happened last night after hours, they suspended their dividend and S&P downgraded their bond to junk. So now this is junk rating and with no. I think also the day prior to that, they were sued, or in the morning yesterday, finally Hawaii sued them. So it's not looking good. Look, I missed a big move here, almost for like moral reasons, which I should, I don't know. I was like, come on, you can't sue. This is an act of nature. Come on, you're gonna bankrupt a private company because of an act of nature. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get on the bandwagon and short these guys. So I missed the big move from 22 to like 9. But at this point, I see it. Maybe I'm seeing it too late. But look, you're junk and you have no dividend. Okay, so look, we're already up from 988 on our short to 907, but man, it's not big size. So there's another one where I might want to get larger size if there's any pops throughout the day. I have a feeling there might not be. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes to like $6, $7, $8 today. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I would maybe short pops on that. Some other catalyst specific things. Sava, I mentioned this in the chat room yesterday morning, but I don't think it made it to the show. Sava is a very highly shorted, controversial stock that has wild swings in the past. They're like it's developing an Alzheimer's treatment. You can see these wild swings, unbelievable. It's the short position is 31%. Well, yesterday morning in the chat room, I told you guys, hey, there is insider buy. Okay, there was an insider buy. I believe I gave you guys a target at the 20 DMA. Well, it did hit the 20 DMA. Now there's another insider buy 2 days in a row. Pre-market, it's above that 20 DMA. So I'm not in it, not playing it, but just letting you guys know about this, that this could now go to the next DMA over there at 21 with 2 insider buys in the row. And they were pretty significant. Look at this. The day before it was 18,000 shares, and now it's 30,000 shares by another director. So that's, and he bought it on the pop too, right? So the first guy bought, oh my gosh, the first guy bought the day before at 1667, the stock popped, and then he bought it 17. The next guy bought it 1745, $500,000 worth. So you can see, and there's a huge bid. There's been a huge bid sitting at 1910 all morning, thanks to TD app. You could see that. Sad that's disappearing. Okay, you can see it without scrolling. I mean, right, in real time. That's pretty cool. All right, what else? We got some other news on Penn getting a pop this morning because there's reports, rumors that Amazon is working with Disney to help, I don't know, either build out or promote this ESPN Bets. And Penn is going to be the technology engine behind ESPN Bets. So that's why you're seeing the pop in Penn today. Didn't get in it. And after hours, maybe I should have. But honestly, it's just this market makes it hard to buy stuff right now. Makes it a lot easier to short stuff. So just watching this from a distance, I have Penn there. Maybe it can continue making a move on this rumor towards that 20 DMA at $24. And also watching DraftKings, a little bit surprised that on this news, you don't see DraftKings down. So this actually might be a decent short here, 27.36, but I don't know that I want to short it ahead of Jackson Hole. We could get a pop, out of Jackson Hole, and DraftKings is one of those stocks that'll just move with the market. So, but a couple ideas there for you on Penn and DraftKings. All right, follow up on ANF. We talked about it 2 mornings ago, nailed the price action 2 mornings ago, and we're out of it. We missed that initial spike yesterday, but I just want to let you know the last couple of days, analysts have been coming in and raising their price targets. Looking at these, I think the average is maybe 53 to 55, maybe 55 actually, because I see a 62, 53, 56. Remember when I did the math, I said 69. Okay, so maybe not that far off. Okay, so I said it could take a quarter to get to about $69. So ANF, continue watching that. Might be worth a long-term position or like a quarter swing or something like that. Okay, that's ANF. And Grab also a couple mornings ago, we told you about. They said, hey, these guys are quickly flipping to profitability. Well, an analyst just came out this morning. There you go. Grab Holdings speeding towards profitability, upgraded from $4 to $4.20. And yesterday we had another upgrade, which was to $4. What was it before? It was like $4 to $4.50. So not getting like huge upgrades, and that's because the market cap's huge. It's $14 billion. Doesn't seem like it, but if you're upgrading from $4 to $4.50, imagine that's like upgrading a $400 stock to $450. You have to think of it in those terms because the market cap is large on Grab, but it does look like analysts are agreeing with our initial assessment that it's moving towards profitability. We told you it could move above these moving averages. Oops, I didn't play it. Should have. It's just this market was crazy, so I didn't play that. I'm only honestly, we're only in a few stocks right now because the market is just trying to focus on our things with highest conviction right now. And one of those is Overstock. One of those is Yatra. And so there's been some updates I want to share with you on Overstock, Yatra, and LAP. Overstock had a insider buy yesterday. It wasn't huge. I think it was a little over 2,000 shares, like 55,000 worth. Okay, so that came out in after hours last night. Nugget number 1, nugget number 2, and I think these nuggets may be in the app. I think I may have added it. Let's see. If you go into the app. Oh, there we go. Overstock new. Okay, there was a new analyst note. Oh, here they are. There are 3 things that happened yesterday, actually 3. And I think this is actually why there was an analyst note yesterday morning. And I think that's why it was outperforming the market yesterday and trying to find a bottom. Analyst note out talking about web traffic and how web traffic is going up. Had a little bit of analysis on the app, but not so much. But you can take a look at that. But the analyst wasn't willing to raise the price target yet. It was like $25 price target, but hey, this traffic looks good. Okay, so that was analyst note yesterday morning. Also, I found that they had put a bunch of job postings, like 20 job postings, just in the last 2 days, yesterday and the day prior. And there's the link. You can go look at the job postings yourself. And there's an insider buyer there. All right, so a bunch of new nuggets on Overstock, maybe resulting in the stock finding a bottom. It bucked the market trend yesterday. Let's see if it can continue doing that. All right, a couple other things. Yatra, I want to let you know about Yatra. Our friend Matt Kolb made a judgment yesterday doing his research, is saying the earnings is being delayed. It was supposed to be by now. There's supposed to be a press release out by today that the earnings would be by August 31st. But he confirmed with investor relations that it's not going to happen by August 31st. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's delayed. And reading into that, we think, and Matt Kolb thinks, that means the IPO, the Indian IPO, is imminent. Because if they do file their earnings, it'll mess up all their paperwork and they have to refile all their paperwork and delay the IPO. So this is a sign that the IPO is actually happening. Okay, so Yatra on imminent watch, one of our larger positions, a special situation kind of scenario that can buck the market trend. You can see the stock's been doing very good. You can see the 2200 moving average cross. You get exposure to India, which maybe also protects you a little bit from what's going on in the US market. So I really like Overstock and Yatra here. I did talk to LAP Investor Relations yesterday, and I confirmed a couple things. I confirmed that our understanding of Rivada paying is correct, that basically, I was like, am I reading between the lines here to say, is it correct to say that you guys have seen the contract with Rivada, you've seen their financing, and like they have the money guaranteed? And it's like, yeah, well, that's what you heard, and that's what we said, right? That's what you heard, and that's what we said. So $180 million coming in. The other thing I want to confirm, Lockheed Martin, that deal that they just got from the government a few days ago, that will flow down to Terran Orbital, and they're expecting to be able to announce a contract in the next couple weeks with Lockheed Martin. And the last thing, just reading between the lines, I've been warning the last few days that there's a few scenarios here. We go down 50% if Rivada doesn't have the funding. We go down 10% if they need bridge financing before you pop, or we just go straight up. Now, I'm increasingly thinking that they are going to need that bridge financing. Just reading between the lines in my conversation with them, I think that's a good possibility that they are going to need hopefully one final bridge financing, and hopefully it won't be too large, but just keep that risk in mind. There is a risk here, and looking back at their previous bridge financing, I think it did drop the stock by like 10 or 15%. So, all right, keep that risk in mind. The question is the timing, right? If they need to do that, would it happen like right after they announce Lockheed Martin? Because that's also kind of imminent. Maybe they get a pop in the stock and then do it. Or would it happen from these levels? So you really don't know. So I'm not sure what kind of actionable things there are here. But I think based on my conversation, there is kind of an increased risk of that scenario playing out. Okay, so those are the updates on the individual stocks. We're going to head into, let me just check the news feed first. Okay, so let's go to our, let's see if I have it on the AI list, or where do we have to go? Let's see. No, okay, I do have SpyQ and ARK here. Great. So SpyQ, ARK, NVIDIA. All right, so first of all, it seems like there was some derogatory information out on NVIDIA that this, the reason they're able to do this huge beat, I don't know the details, but it sounds like some party with a vested interest, like bought a lot of, they took a loan out or something in order to upfront buy a huge order, which was the entirety of the beat above analyst estimates. Something seemingly shady could be going on there. Okay. It ended up the stock did a complete gap fill yesterday. We're at that gap fill right now. So a little bit disappointing, right? We got burned on AI sympathy plays yesterday. DLS, all of these. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I really don't know. It's over my head to be able to go in and figure out, like, is this a real beat? Is it a manufactured beat? Is there shadiness behind this? I don't know. I could just tell you all the analysts came in with like massive price target increases, like $600, $700, $800. Someone's over $1,000, and we did a gap fill, which still could be bullish, right? Gap fills after good news, and then you run are a very common thing to see. So I would just have to say maybe we're just going to move based on Jackson Hole, because I can't really interpret what's going on there. So let's talk about the indices in Jackson Hole. So SPY. Look, I've been bearish since last week, and I did say I wanted to short that 50 DMA, and it was perfect to the penny, but I didn't because NVIDIA tricked me. All right, but then I'm not sure it's too late. I was telling a couple people yesterday that, look, if Jackson Hole was not today, just based on this candle alone, first of all, you broke below the 50. That's when I became bearish, combined with not just the technicals, combined with all the macro signals going on about possible recession. We've been talking about it, the banking stress, China, Macy's, like a lot of bad signals coming out, coinciding with this 50 DMA break. And look, almost a bearish crosshair. So things, I was not positive here, right? I said, let's get a bounce, right? We bounced right off of 433. I was looking for 432 candle support. That was also the 20 week, I believe. Yep, the 20 week, and there's also his double support at 432. We bounced off of 433. RK bounced perfectly off 39.50. So we got that technical bounce. I was looking for a move to the 50 DMA where I would short again, and I didn't short again because NVIDIA tricked me. But look, this candle, very, very bearish. If I did not know Jackson Hole was happening today, and I'm just looking at the technicals and the prior macro information I just told you about, I would say we're retesting the lows, because this is a bearish engulfing candle after getting rejected hard at the 50 DMA on seemingly good news. I mean, it's like every classic warning sign in the book. Down on good news, green to red reversal, bearish, engulfing candle, rejection at the 50 DMA. I mean, everything just looks like a perfect storm for this thing to keep heading down. The only thing, like, if we didn't have Jackson Hole, we are shorting a little bit, but honestly, if Jackson Hole wasn't today, like, I'd probably be shorting a lot more. So it's possible that after Jackson Hole, like, how are they going to interpret it? Is he bullish? Powell comments at 10:05. Is he bullish? Is he bearish? Bullish, bearish. I mean, dovish, hawkish, all right, with rates. Could this pop again to 444? Yeah, it could. It could pop again to 444. And you know what? I think I might. We have to wait to see what he says, but I think I just might short it again. If it does pop to 444, then I put that action plan into place. And in case he is hawkish, we did end up raising some cash and shorting yesterday. But man, yesterday was a vicious, vicious day. I mean, it must have tricked a lot of people. It certainly tricked us. That was really unbelievable. Like that reversal, that was epic. I mean, there were like intraday call options that were up. What was it? Let me see what percentage they were up. They were up something like 10,000% or more. Maybe I can find it. It's interesting. So give me a second. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. 10,000% in 7 hours. 365 puts. If at the open on QQQ, right? This is just an epic day yesterday, man. If at the open you bought puts, right, and held to the end of the day, 365 strike, you would have made 10,000%. I mean, that was a crazy day. So look, I'm bearish as of right now, and we'll see what Powell says. But even, it's kind of like, look, NVIDIA earnings seem to be great, but it couldn't get past that resistance. So that I'm kind of reading into that basically no matter what Powell says, this market wants to go down. That's my current thinking. And I'm going to try to control my emotions in case he does get like dovish or something, maybe it's neutral and starts going up and we get to 444. I'm going to try to still short. So it was just a crazy day yesterday. Let's see. Okay. So that's the story. I hope a lot of this is helpful. I think I gave a lot of good information this morning, to be honest with you. And let's go to the morning show one last time to see what our situation is. So my top focuses today will be trading our short on DWAC and HE, I think. And then maybe adding to our short, depending on the price action after 10:05, maybe adding to our overall market short. So that's my three focuses today. Short DWAC, short the spikes on HE, and let's see what happens at 10:05. If we move up to 444 on SPY, probably going to be shorting that too. All right. And hopefully we'll get some individual outperformance on some of these other stocks we've been telling you about, like Overstock and Yatra. I will. The Rexman Trading Show. Thanks for joining.